Welcome back to another media buying video. In this video, I'm going to be running through how I come up with creative ideas and basically where to get inspiration from when you're making creatives for a new or an existing ad account. And I have to do this pretty often. I'm in Bali at the moment, so I'm basically having to make new ads all the time, new clients and existing clients. So yeah, this is the exact process that I use. There's sort of three different areas that I like to get inspiration from and focus on, and it really helps speed up the whole creative process and actually improving your results. So I hope you get some value out of this, and yeah, let's just dive straight into it.
Okay, so here we are. I'm recording this a few days after I recorded the intro, but here's three areas for creative inspiration for ads that I think is going to help a lot of people who are stuck with the same creators and just making the same thing over and over again. So let's do this. So this is one of the big mistakes I see, is that people are not looking outside of the ad itself, looking for inspiration. A lot of people looking in Ads Library, they're looking in, places for other ads, they're looking at competitors' ads, but they're just looking at the ad itself. And where you should be starting is instead starting at the offer level. Even if you're not running an offer, looking at other offers that people are running can give you a really good gauge of, what type of ad should I make and who can I try and appeal to. If a competitor's running a really appealing offer that you know is converting at a very high rate, you can actually create ads around that without actually offering the exact same thing. So this is a super good way to start basically coming up with ad ideas. Then you can move on to format. How are you going to convey this offer? Obviously, not every offer is going to be able to be conveyed in a video or a carousel, but it's very important that you figure out what type of ad you're going to make first. So don't be in the middle trying to make stills when it should really be a carousel, or don't be trying to turn it into a video when it's not really got enough information in it. It can just be a still creative. So this is how I would structure it. Start with what you're offering and then focus on what your format's going to be, and then move on to the ad itself and what you're going to be creating. The next thing is sources. So where can you actually get ad creative ideas from? My favorites are Ads Library, TikTok, and Instagram Reels. These are great because this is organic content. This is stuff that people are watching and enjoy without even having to pay for ads. So if you know the content is doing well on TikTok and Instagram Reels, I would strongly recommend that you try and run that sort of content as ads, because people are already watching it. People are already enjoying the content, so you don't even need to try and make an appealing ad or creative because it already works. So I would definitely look there. And then an underrated one is YouTube thumbnails. You have to remember that people are making YouTube thumbnails to optimize for click-through rate. So click-through rate is obviously what we're looking for as well when we're making Facebook ads. So you can also look at YouTube thumbnails to get creative ideas. So if you're starting with offers, what you should be doing is looking at all the offers that are running in your industry. You should be looking for ways that you can improve on offers that are already running. And these only need to be marginal improvements. A lot of people try and recreate the entire offer or make it a much better offer than it already is. You really don't need to do that. If, say, a dentist is offering a free teeth whitening or something like that, you can just offer something alongside that. So maybe a free teeth whitening plus XYZ, or a free teeth whitening bundle that includes a product. These are very easy ways to make marginal improvements to the offer, and that's where you can start getting ad creative inspiration as well and coming up with a real strategy. Also, if your offer sucks compared to the offers that are running, you should probably check your offer and restart with your ad creative process, because if everyone else is offering crazy offers and yours is just, hey, buy my service, no one's going to buy it, no one's going to click on the ad. Even if you have no offer, this will give you inspiration. You have to remember that other people are creating ads for the same people that are going to be seeing your ads. So it's a good way to get inspiration, is look at what they're offering and see if you can come up with a way to advertise in the same way, but maybe with a different offer or a different service package or something like that. This can really help it if you're turning an offer into a creative. For example, you might see a free teeth whitening offer and you end up just offering or running an ad that is a free teeth whitening video or something like that. It doesn't necessarily need to be the offer that you're running. It could just be, come to our dental practice, but you know that people like teeth whitening because that offer is being ran, so you can turn that into a creative. So looking at competitors' offers, definitely do this early on when you're coming up with ad ideas. Okay, so format. Now that you know what your offer is and what your ad's going to be about, you need to figure out what format you're going to make it in. So on Facebook, we have video, still image, and carousels. Those are really the only ones that you're going to be running. For lead generation, you can run catalog ads as well for e-commerce, but they're not as creatively diverse. So who are you going to be speaking to, especially what age are you going to be speaking to? You have to remember that if you're creating TikTok style videos, older people are probably not going to be reading all the subtitles because they don't read as quickly as younger people do, where we've grown up used to watching captions and things like that. So if you're speaking to older people, don't make TikTok crazy edits with heaps of captions, make them simpler. And if you're speaking to younger people, you probably do need to have a lot of ADHD cuts and captions because people's attention spans are fucked. So I would definitely focus on who you're trying to speak to when you're selecting the format for the ad creative. And then you're also going to understand that, or you need to understand rather, that one format of ad might not be enough. You can convey the same concept in marketing through multiple means, which means that just because something works in a carousel doesn't mean that it's not going to work in a video. So you need to remember that, and you might need to make the same concept multiple times to actually test whether or not people are going to be able to respond to it, because people may not respond to the video you edit, but they may respond to the carousel. So that would be something that I focus on as well. So now we're on to the juicy stuff, the ad. So here is where you need to consume content in the ads library, YouTube thumbnails, TikTok, and Reels. And that's going to be able to help you find winning content types and inspiration for how you're going to implement your idea into an actual creative itself. Remember that your ads should still be attempting to sell much more than organic pieces of content. So people are used to being sold to in ads, so you can be a lot more direct. People do make the mistake of making their ads too easy to watch, and they forget to actually sell people and try and offer them something or make them click. So you can be a little bit more salesy in these because you are trying to get people to click, but they still should be content that people are enjoying, like you can see on TikTok and Reels. You can look at other niches to find inspiration for your ads. So for example, if you're making a home improvement ad, go and look at some solar ads. If you're making dental ads, go and look at, I don't know, accounting ads or something like that. Look in other niches for inspiration, and this is going to be one of the best ways to find inspiration, especially if the niches are not too dissimilar. If they're close enough, then you're going to get a lot of good creatives, and you're going to make stuff that is new in your industry, which is exactly what you want. If you're making ads in a new niche, it's important that you try many different variations and extremely different ads. This is because if you don't know what works, you need to try many extremely different things to see if they're actually going to work. Whereas if you already have working ads, then it's better just to make ads around the same concept or the same message. So conveyed in a different format, or just making a completely different creative for the exact same messaging. Aim to try at least one very unique and different ads twice a month on accounts that are not performing well. This is what I like to call the Hail Marys. You can basically just make ads that you may not even work. You may not think are going to work, but they're just completely different outside the box. And it's a really good way to try and find big winners, because a lot of the time, some of these ads that you think are never going to work end up being really good performers. If you're still feeling blocked when making ads, just switch to a new format or style. Blocks happen just because you're bored and unmotivated. So just avoid getting bored when you're making ads. Always try and have fun with it. And one of the ways that you can do this is by making ballsy or funny ads. These are really good even if the client doesn't approve them. But if you're making ads that are quite rogue and very disruptive or controversial, they can be really high performers, and it's a great way to basically spice up your ads library. So I would definitely recommend doing that, and meme style ads are a great place to start for making this type of like lighthearted and controversial ad. So I would definitely recommend making these as a part of your ad creative process. So yeah, that's basically it. My top summary, I guess, from this video is make ads every single day without fail. They don't have to run, but you should be just constantly creating new ads that you actually enjoy making. Constantly think of ways to improve on creatives that have already got results in the past, and ask yourself why it worked. If it worked in the past, it worked for a reason. So you should be thinking about why it worked and how you can basically move that concept into a new ad and keep it fresh. Remember to keep the customer in mind. It's real people that are seeing your ads, and remember who you're speaking to. So if you're speaking to older people and you're making a bunch of jump cut TikTok caption videos or style videos for your ads, that's probably why it's not working, because you're not speaking to, 20-year-olds that are used to seeing that type of content. And if none of your ads work, it might be your offer or your lead form or landing page. Basically, I've seen so many ad accounts where these things are messed up and it's not actually the ads that are not performing. So I would definitely check those before basically calling it quits and saying that the ads don't work. But yeah, that's basically it. If you want me to run your ads for you, send me a DM on Instagram. I'm pretty active on there and I can probably help you out with your ad account. So yeah, shoot me a DM, like, comment, and drop a subscribe if you enjoyed.